Hello all, welcome back to CAD Technologies. In the previous videos, we have seen how to make few components of the crane hook assembly, and we have also seen how to understand the section view as well as the bill of material table. In this video, we will be making all these components as you can see on the screen one after the other. All the details of the step-by-step tutorials will be given in the description below with the playlist extension, or you can click on the link and then go ahead to the playlist. As you can see on the screen, all the ones are done in your part design. So I'd like to work on my part design module. Start adding the material. I'm trying to make the lock nut 1 now. And then while making the lock nut 1, I know the diameter, etc. So I'd like to do that. Add material to how much ever is given in the drawing. Now, there are slot cuts as you can see. So let's try to make those slot cuts using our pocket. Understanding this is my reference. I'd like to make it this way and then mirror it onto the opposite side. I know that the length is given as 2 and the width is 4. We require the center as well, so I'd be using this center and then starting to make the profile. This should be cut through the body, so I'd be cutting it up to the next and then say okay. We require 4 of these, so I can directly take pattern and then give 4 of these using my complete crown with respect to this as my reference element and say okay. There is also a hole exactly at the center which is 12 through, so I can directly take the hole in the center by maintaining concentricity again and then give 12, give it up to next. This is your lock nut 1. So let's try to save it as lock nut 1. Similarly, you also have plate spacers as you can see. It's very easy to make them. Let's start using a part design to do so. Again, okay. To make this, I'll use the shaft command because it's a little more easier for me to use. So I'm using a shaft command, giving the axis, and then I'd like to make the sketch and mirror it onto the opposite side because it's the same profile. So I can directly make the sketch this way and then mirror this onto the opposite side. Now we know that we need to close the bottom part. We know the overall distance is 82. We know the diameters. Let's try giving it to the 15 dia first. This is supposed to be 15 dia. And the distance is supposed to be 18 as given in the drawing. The overall dia is actually supposed to be 22. Now, the overall distance what he has given is supposed to be 82. So, I'd like to give this as 82. Now, once I exit, it creates a shaft. This is your plate spacer. Now, let's save this as plate spacer only and close. Let's try to make the washer as well. Washer is also very simple. Using your part design, I can make it. There is 30. Let me take it up to 2 mm or so and then give the center as 15. The the hole in the center is supposed to be 15. This is your 15. It's supposed to be up to next. This is my washer. I'm saving the washer as well. Now, coming to the next one, you have a lock nut 2 as well. So let me start making part design and say I need to make lock nut 2. I'll use my front view again as usual. We already have cuts. We have seen how to make this using lock nut 1, but I'd like to repeat it again. This diameter is actually 27. The diameters are vary. This is supposed to be 7. Now let's start beginning by making the cuts which we have seen with using this as a reference. This is 4, this is 2, and we require the center. Yeah, cut it up to next. It's okay. Now you can create a pattern for this. We require a circular pattern and then give 4 with respect to crown and the reference line. The center feature hole is actually 15 through, so let's try to take that as well. And give it as 15. This is my lock nut 2. You can rename it a little later, or I'll do save as lock nut 2. Now, the next one is lock nut 3. We can again use part design to do so. You can see the overall diameter is actually 30. Now the material added is supposed to be 15. Again, there are a few slot cuts which we can give using your pocket. This cut is on 4 sides, so I'd like to use a similar way we have done in the last component. In my reference element, I would require complete crown with 4. Now the center hole is 16 through, so let's try to take the 16 through as well. Selecting this and this and give 16 through. Okay. Now let's try to take the hole which you can see in the top view. I'd like to use the hole command to do so. Now the dimensions are actually given from the back, from the front, which is at 7. So let me try to do that. Take the dimensions from the front face and give it as 7. Now going back to the normal view, this has to be located exactly at the center. So let's try to take it and locate it at the center. Exit. Now the diameter of the hole is actually 3. So let's try to take 3 and then give it up to through. It's not up to next, it's up to through, up to last. Say okay. Now let's save this as lock nut 3. Now creating a bolt is very simple. You can either use shaft or up to you, whichever is flexible. I prefer shaft. So let me first give the axis and then start making it. Supposed to be 3 and then go down. So this is 3 and then it goes down. Let's try to dimension them. First, the lowest one is this is supposed to be 6 actually, with the length 17, and this is supposed to be 3 with diameter 8. Now once I say okay, it creates the bolt. This is a direct bolt, and I'm trying to save it as bolt. The last one is making a nut. Again, you can use part design to do so. Since we already have direct hexagon made for us, it's very simple for us to do so. We already have a direct hexagon command. Then just select the center and give it. It takes it. But the overall distance, whatever we are supposed to give, is 10, as you can see on the screen. So the distance from here to here is only supposed to be 10. We have to add that up to 3. Say, this is your nut. Now to create the shape, we can use your groove. So I'd like to take that and start to begin making this. My axis is this way. Again, I'd like to give normal way. Let me use the references first and make the sketch. Once let me check in 3D. It's the right place. Let us try to give the angle and exit. It tries to create a groove cut, as you can see. You can actually use a different type of shading to see so. Okay, there's a hole exactly at the center which is 6, so I'd like to give that 2. I want to maintain concentricity. I want to maintain the center. We cannot maintain concentricity here. This is 6 up to the next. We can reduce the diameter a little bit over here. I think this has gone a little way too far. Maybe till here should be okay. Should be okay. This is the nut. These are all the components required to do the assembly. I'll be posting a video on how to make the assembly as well. Please stay tuned and like our videos and subscribe to our channel to learn more.